Okay. All right. There we go. We're live now instead of recording. So, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Three-Way Dance Wrestling Podcast. Joining me, as always, is he was born on Mexican radio, Nick.
I'm on a Mexican radio.
You know, there's a great show on YouTube you would like called One Hit Wonderland.
Ooh.
Yeah. It talks about all the one. I just recently watched the one on Wall of Voodoo and everything.
Yeah.
But yes, we as you can tell by looking at this, we are live streaming this episode of Three-Way Dance Wrestling Podcast because Microsoft Teams just did not want to work with us.
No.
So if we continue this might be the preferred way to do it because we're not going to pony up money for it.
And yes, you can't see me tonight because I'm looking rather haggard at the moment. But that doesn't mean that for future shows I won't be on camera. It's just I'm kind of Yeah.
I didn't expect to be on camera either, but all right. But we got a show for you here tonight. Of course, we're going to talk about Backlash, and me and Nick, we have some fucking opinions on Backlash. Of course, I think we'll more than likely find out what's up Nick's ass, I'm sure.
Yes, we'll find that out too.
All right. We're going to play Three-Word Dance. We're going to play fucking the eBay game, whatever the fuck I'm calling it these days.
Mm-hmm.
We got to talk about some big news coming up here, and of course, Backlash. But before we get to all that, we got to give a great shout out to great people over at MoviesAreUSA.biz. Great website where you head on over, get those hard to find movies, TV shows that streaming doesn't release on DVD because they're like, fuck DVDs anymore. I keep seeing that meme where it's like one more price hike, and I'm gonna break out the old DVD player. I'm like, it should already be out. You know, you should always have one on standby. But if you don't, and you need to rebuild that collection, then head on over to MoviesAreUSA.biz, and you can use that checkout code ARTIST, ARTIST at checkout. Save yourself 50% on your entire purchase. Not just one thing, but the entire purchase. And if that wasn't enough for you, free shipping too. And even for the international listeners, free first class international shipping, I should say. So be sure to head on over MoviesAreUSA.biz. Use that checkout code already save 50% today. So Nick, we're back in the fucking thick of it now. We've adjusted our fucking schedule because we're like, fucker, we don't get paid for it. And shit.
Well, yeah. So I mean, we can adjust accordingly.
Exactly. So we figured, like, okay, instead of like every week trying to pump out a fucking subject for like 30 to 40 people to listen to, we're gonna go the Jim Cornette route. And like, if you go back to early conversations of this podcast, that was one of the things I kept saying, like, I don't want to be Jim Cornette. I don't want to just review fucking shows and shit like that. But unless somebody's gonna write a fat check, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, see, I don't know if I could sit and actually review Raw and SmackDown right now, and I definitely couldn't review Dynamite because that's anytime I've tried to watch Dynamite in the past, I'd say 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. I get to the end and I'm like, why did I sit through this?
I mean, like, I don't have cable, so like the only one I get to watch on a like full basis is Raw. Right. But like I try and watch the clips of whenever I can, and like I can't tell you how many AEW Dynamite clips I haven't sat through.
Like I would say right now with AEW, the only thing worth a shit is the Hurt Syndicate. I don't. The Death Riders are pretty much dead. I don't. Ricochet is just a chore. And I mean, tonight, Ricochet versus Zach Gallen. I'm like, you have a bloated roster and you call in Zach Gallen likely because Montez Ford used a fan's leg.
Exactly.
It just. But hey, we're going to review Double or Nothing.
I know, right? That should be cool. I have not sat in AEW pay. I think the last match I watched from the AEW pay-per-view was Dynasty. I watched the 3-way bout, which I actually really liked.
Was that
Omega, Bailey, and Ricochet. Yeah. I actually really enjoyed that, but apparently there's a split audience on that. So.
Well, I mean,
go ahead.
I think I watched it. I think I watched it.
Everything. I think I watched that in the women's title match because I really enjoyed Toni Storm.
That's another thing, man. At first, the timeless thing, I was like, okay, I can dig it. Now I'm like,
No, I'm sorry. Thunder Tits? Come on.
that was funny. I will say that was funny, but some of the other shit, I'm like, I can't.
And yes, we are doing this episode live, so if there are any questions or anything in the chat, we will try and get to them as soon as possible. I like to try and keep a structured show, so just keep that in mind, people. All right, sorry, go ahead. Oh, okay. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the fucking festivities here. And we like to start off with some news. And, let's start off with the big thing here. Sabu, a.k.a. Terry Brunk, no longer with us, passed away just weeks. Literally pulled an Ultimate Warrior almost, except Warrior did it in days. Sabu waited a few weeks.
Yeah.
Sabu had his retirement match, and I think that was his way of saying, like, you know what? I'm done.
But yeah, I mean, I was admittedly, I was shocked to first read it, but then he's had a lot of health issues over the past few years. And like, I know like mentally he kind of fell off too after his wife passed.
Yeah.
And so like I kind of, when the last match came up, I thought, okay, he knows he's got to rein it in. But now, like once the kind of you get it, once a bit of time, like a day or so had passed, it's like, he probably knew that he may not have had much time.
Yeah.
So let's go out with he wore a suit for that match, I guess.
I saw the clips from that, and I was just like, why is he not wearing parachute pants?
Like, and it was a black suit too. It was just
white. It was white.
Oh, it was white. Okay, well, yeah, and Brett Lauderdale put out a statement too, because there's been a lot of people attacking him and GCW online for the whole thing. And like he said about how long he's been friends with Sabu, and that, everything, that was what he wanted to do. Mm-hmm. Like, it wasn't like he was cleared and everything was good to go. He can't be held responsible for something that wasn't caused by that.
Yeah. So, now, if he would have died in the ring, then by all means, I think Gisela should be held a little bit accountable, because he's the one that said, come on, man, it's your retirement match. You got to do it, Yeah,
but I mean, it's been, 3 weeks? About 3 weeks. Like, I mean, it's sad.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. I mean, but yeah,
I just couldn't believe it. It'd be one thing if it was like he had his retirement match, and then like fucking a year later, Sabu dies, and it's just like, oh damn, Sabu died. But like the fact that it happened 3 weeks or 2.5 weeks after his retirement match, that's what did it. You know? But on top of Sabu dying, of course, in the weeks past WrestleMania, something that we haven't seen in quite a long time, but WWE spring cleaning happened. And a lot of talents went out the door, and some for good. I think some they should have kept. But first, we probably won't touch all of them. But first on the block, Braun Strowman, which I read was a salary issue.
Salary plus, after that last injury, he wasn't moving as quick. He had lost. Yeah. He's 15% paralyzed in one leg. Salary was the issue the first time he was released. So I have to think, okay, well then why did you sign him to such a deal the second time? Mm-hmm. Just to use him
just to use him as James Ellsworth against fucking Jacob Fatu.
Well, when he first came back, it wasn't long, and he was teaming with Ricochet.
Yeah.
And then he got hurt. Yep. And then did he have an issue? I don't know. I might be remembering wrong. Did he do something with Hit Row before Flop Dollar was released?
If he did, I don't recall.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I'm thinking something else. I don't know. But Bronson Reed made him his bitch. Jacob Fatu made him his bitch. And then you're fired again. Now he's got a show coming on USA Network, I guess.
Well, at least the Jacob Fatu matches were fun.
Yeah, that's true.
Dakota Kai was released, and that one hurt.
Yeah. Yeah,
She's been
yeah.
putting on some stellar fucking. She put on 2 great matches with Lyra, and
Mm-hmm.
even put on like a fucking, I think like a curtain jerker match with Ivy Nile, and it was
She
actually
did,
pretty
yeah.
cool. You know, so I was just like, really, Dakota Kai? Like again, mind you.
She is injury prone. That's the issue there.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, but this time she wasn't injury prone. According to her, she was just at home benched.
well, I mean, at least they fired Eddie Thorpe at the same time too, because they're a couple.
Man, I liked Eddie Thorpe, man.
I did too.
Fucking
He's
theme
going
music
back to
went
New
hard.
Japan.
The theme music went hard, man. That's weird. But yeah, Eddie Thorpe also released. Um, here's another one that kind of puzzled me was Kaden Carter and Katana Chance.
It puzzled me, if only for the fact that you have a women's tag team division with hardly any teams.
Yeah, and they were like the only like
Team.
homegrown team. You know,
Yeah,
of
the
course,
only
NXT
team.
used to be developmental, and then they kind of like were doing their own thing. But then once
Yeah.
they came together and made this team, they were a fucking team.
Yeah, they were like, we like are like the nightclub crowd, and we got all like the glow and shit.
Yeah.
And then they were transitional champs for who was it? They had
It
the
was
belts
for,
for
it was for Rousey and fucking Baszler. I forgot who they won them from. I want to say Zelina and Carmella. I want to say.
And shit, fucking Shayna Baszler was released too.
That one I'm not really surprised about because you know she has been very vocal on X lately.
Yeah.
So
Now,
I can see them being like, you know what, we've had it with your ass.
but check this out. I've also read that WWE is willing to bring Ronda Rousey back, and that if they did, Shayna would be brought back too. So I'm like, why did you fire Shayna then?
No, what kills me is that here's the thing that I don't get. I mean, I guess I'd have to like know about contracts and everything to really get it. But here's like, let's take Indy Hartwell for example.
Right.
Indy Hartwell worked for WWE. You know, won the women's championship in NXT, main roster. She gets let go. Now she's in TNA, and they have this relationship with TNA. So, like, you know, it's kind of like this weird fucking like snake eating its own tail type of situation.
Elijah in NXT and JDC in NXT. It's like Elijah came out to the Elias music. They were chanting for Elias, but he was Elijah. So now it's kind of it's just
at least like Fandango, he made like a note to it. He was just like, it's been a long time since I heard that music. Thank you guys. And then when he got in the ring, he's like, by the way, I'm JDC.
Yeah.
You know, but Elijah just came out like, hello, I'm Elijah, like he's never been seen before.
Yep.
Or anything like that. You know?
Yep.
There's some other notable names. A lot of NXT stars released. Riley Osborne, Javier Bernal,
Oro Mensah and Jakara Jackson. Now we know why
those two actually kind of fucking bother me.
Yeah.
I think Oro Mensah could have been like a good little mid-card star.
He was being used on Evolve. And that's the thing too, Gallus. So Gallus was putting over people on Evolve and doing a pretty good job at it too. But you have a main roster tag, especially on Raw, that is hurting big time at the minute. Why wouldn't you call up Gallus to Raw to bolster the tag division? Instead, you fire them. Like I don't.
Yeah, all 3 of them, mind you.
Yeah,
not just one, and they have to figure out the rest later. You know,
all three of them. Just all 3. See,
at least if like if Ludwig fucking like starts slipping, he can be like, "Hey Gunther, what's up, buddy?"
No.
Huh? Giovanni Vinci, they're just like, "You can get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
You know, that left fucking Ludwig, you know, to sink or swim here. You know,
I feel like something similar is going to happen with the D'Angelo family now that it's split up.
I thought they were preparing him for a main roster call up.
The issue with Tony D'Angelo on the main roster is there is only so much they can do.
Yeah, because like I'll be honest, I didn't think that like I'm the Don of NXT shit was gonna fucking work, and he did.
Yeah,
it
did. But
like if they try and do that, like I'm the Don of SmackDown or Raw, whatever one he goes to, that ain't gonna fucking fly long.
No, he's gonna get spanked like within weeks.
Exactly.
He's gonna be fed to Rusev and then released.
Oh, fucking Rusev, dude. But Jakara Jackson was another one. I'm just like, you've been pushing her and Lash Legend for like fucking weeks, and then I guess you're just like, you know what, fuck it.
It appears as though she was one of the ones that was referred to as not growing as quickly as they hoped.
Ah, okay.
And that was what led to her release. And I would assume...
That's why Eddie Thorpe, man. He just had this big fucking feud with Trick Williams and everything before he killed him in Underground.
Yep.
And then Eddie Thorpe did have that fatal four-way match to see who was going to go to Stand and Deliver. But then, yeah, they just, I don't know. I think those are all the major names that we need to fucking point out, right? I think everything else was kind of a minor name, wasn't it?
Danny Palmer, Shotzi.
Oh, yeah, Shotzi, which, I mean, they kind of, I wouldn't even say it was Hunter's fault. You know, Vince kind of fudged her fucking main roster thing.
Yeah.
They really didn't know what to do with her. They're like, all right, Shotzi and Knox tag team. And then like 2 weeks later, they're like, wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah.
Let's do this instead. And then like another few weeks later, no, wait, I got a better idea. You know, that's what they kept doing with Shotzi Blackheart.
Yeah.
You know? Oh yeah, Gigi Dolan was another one released, Priscilla Kelly.
And now she's going to have a match with Zach Wentz on the Indies. Her fiance. You're going to...
There's a certain form of or a certain video series of adult entertainment that would pay them more, I'm sure, than a shitty indie.
Hey, take what you can get, you know.
I suppose.
And like who? Oh no, that was it. Shotzi and Gigi Dolan and
Cora Jade.
Cora Jade, yeah, that fucking poor Roxanne Perez, man. That girl can't catch a break. First, they're gonna do this whole thing with her and Cora Jade. They fire Cora Jade. They bring in Julia, and then they just did the thing on Raw where Julia's like, "There's no fucking we."
Yep.
I'm out of here. You know?
Roxanne, they started the thing with Bayley, like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a WrestleMania match, and then tanked it.
Yeah. I guess they just wanted fucking Naomi versus Jade more, I guess.
Send her to TNA. Whatever.
I can see Cora. Here's the funny thing about I want to mention this about Cora Jade, but Cora Jade, you know, her official contract runs out June 2nd. That's when the contract ends and everything. But like, here's the thing that kills me. She started an OnlyFans page, right?
Yep.
But here's when I first saw it, it was Cora Jade, content coming June 2nd. Subscribe now for free. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's fucking good. So if you subscribe for free, and you know you're gonna get like fucking sexy pics every now and then, nothing hardcore. You know she changed the price?
Yeah.
Do you know how much?
Nope.
$15.99 a month.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
I'm just more mad that like she had it free at first, then changed the price on it.
Now, see, here's the thing that's going to be, though, too. She's going to make a ton of money right away and not go back, not go wrestle anymore or anywhere. And then it's going to slowly plateau. And then she's not going to be able to get in anywhere because there won't be any room.
I agree. And I think those are all the big names. That, you know, all the rest were like Danny Palmer. No one cared.
No.
You know?
Even on Evolve, they didn't care.
Was she even back from injury? I didn't even know.
Yeah, she showed up on Evolve, I think.
Oh, did she? Okay.
I think one of the first episodes, yeah, she showed up, and then it was just kind of like, eh.
And one other piece of news, I don't write down any news anymore. I just kind of freestyle it here. But, like, here's one thing I do want to fucking point out here, because it's kind of been making a little bit of rumblings here. Alberto Del Rio, a.k.a. El Patron, allegedly, I use those quotes, allegedly signed to WWE in some weird way with AAA and everything like that. And I saw a great reel that was just like, do you have him show up at Worlds Collide?
So, from what I'm seeing, the situation with the contracts is that WWE has picked up the existing AAA contracts, whatever the terms may be.
Mm-hmm.
Crossover-wise, Vikingo is the only one that is expected to regularly appear on NXT programming.
That makes sense.
As far as Worlds Collide, they're not sure if Del Rio will be part of it, but they assume maybe not, considering they want to showcase more like not the
old ass Del Rio lucha.
Yeah.
And I would assume they're going to let his contract run out and then be done. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, my idea would be, like, if you don't want to do Del Rio, I would just do a, good old-fashioned phantom change and just put it on fucking Velkingo and just call it a day.
Yep.
That'd be my move. All right. So there you go. There's a little bit of news there for you, and now we get to have a little fun. We get to have some fun here on the three-way dance, and we're gonna play some games here. We'll play some three-word dance, play some eBay, and everything. So the first one we like to do the eBay game. eBay, I list three wrestling related items, I should mind you. That'd be funny if I just started listing random items. But wrestling related items from eBay, and Nick has to put them in order from most expensive to least expensive with three items here. So let's see what's on the agenda here tonight. Let's go with let's go with a 16-inch CM Punk and Edge. It's two of them. CM Punk and Edge teddy bears. They're straight up fucking teddy bears, but they're wearing an Edge t-shirt. One's wearing a CM Punk one. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Let's go. Okay, here's one I didn't even know existed. An Acclaim WWF 1991 Royal Rumble handheld game.
Oh.
Yeah, see, I didn't know those. I had to make sure it wasn't like a homebrew thing or something. I had to go look at it. It's real. And your one for this one, a case of 12 WrestleMania 41 Prime drinks. Prime being the big.
Yep.
Yeah, and this is a case of 12 of the ones with the branding from WrestleMania 41.
Oh boy.
Yeah, have fun with these.
Fuck. See, with Prime, it's hard because, like, for example, like having visited England a couple times in the past couple of years, and I'll be going back later this year. Prime over there is pretty much in every store.
Yeah,
at drastically low prices because they can't sell it. You can buy like 4 for like £2.50, which is like really cheap, and they still sit there. It gets to like buy 2 for 99 cents. It's just not. So pricing on Prime is kind of hard to do, but it is WrestleMania 41, and everything associated with that was like, give me your arm, your leg, and your firstborn. maybe an organ too, just to add extra to the.
Yeah, you have a kidney.
Make sure it functions.
Yeah.
The Bears.
You got the Edge and CM Punk teddy bears, the 1991 Royal Rumble handheld game, and the case of 12 WrestleMania 41. This past year's WrestleMania Prime.
The order sounds to me like the most expensive is the Acclaim Royal Rumble, then the WrestleMania Prime, then the Bears.
Okay, yeah, you're wrong. The least expensive, believe it or not, of these three are the CM Punk and Edge teddy bears, coming in at the price of $119.
Holy crap.
Yeah, okay. Next up would be the handheld game.
Oh, come on. Really?
Coming in at the price of $149.95.
Of course.
Get ready for this.
Fuck Logan Paul.
And the most expensive, the case of 12 WrestleMania 41 Primes that Nick just said that you can go in England and get 4 of them for fucking 4 of them for like $2, £2 and shit. Here you can get them at the grocery store, 3 for $5. But if you want a case of 12 WrestleMania 41 Primes on eBay, you're gonna have to get them for the low price of $1,200.
Of course, like everything with WrestleMania 41, it's batshit crazy expensive. Of course. Fuck
I
you,
couldn't
Logan
believe
Paul.
that when I saw that. I was just like, you're shitting me.
You know what? Fuck you, Logan Paul, and fuck you, KSI, for making this shitty drink to begin with.
I will say some of the flavors are not my bag, but like some of them actually are pretty good.
I've never tried it, but everything I've heard, I'm just like, I don't want to try this. I don't want to spend the money just to not like it.
That's fair. I can understand that.
So and like I will say that Ice Pop one, the red.
Yeah, the red, white, and blue. Yeah.
Yeah, I've looked at that almost every time I go to a store. I look at that and I'm like, I bet that might taste good. And I'm like, no, I've heard it tastes like shit.
No, that one's
And
actually like out of the flavors I got, that one's actually pretty good.
That's what everybody says. Like,
Once you start like getting to like their weird flavors and shit, like that's when I don't know. But like the lemonade, I wouldn't get again. Strawberry and banana, I would fuck with. Meta Moon is like, oh, do you like Skittles? Well, here you go. Drink some Skittles. Taste the rainbow.
I'm not sure what one they had at Backlash, but when Randy took that sip, it just focuses it on his face.
That was the new one, Sour Nova.
Yeah,
I didn't drink that one because Yeah, he was like, oh, that's horrible. All right, your next.
And he sealed it up and put it right back on that card. I was like, that's disgusting.
It'll probably be on eBay later for $7,000 or something.
Yeah.
All right, so your next three here are going to be, let's go with 1991 Ultimate Warrior WWF cereal. This was the WWF Superstar cereal. This box is still sealed.
Man.
Or I wouldn't say this one I thought was kind of interesting because I'm kind of curious how this works. It is a 2022 WrestleMania hotel key. And apparently this was a key. I couldn't find any information on this, but allegedly to the eBay standing or post, this was a key that was only given out to the wrestlers. And all it is just a standard slide hotel key, just with the WrestleMania logo on there.
I think that's some bullshit, but all right.
Yeah, I think that's a little off, but according to the post, that's why, it's on here. And your third one, let's go with the Jesse Ventura Man of Action 3 set. This was a set of 3 action figures depicting Jesse Ventura in 3 separate portions of his life. One being the governor, one being the action star, and I believe one being the wrestler, if I'm not mistaken.
They put 3 versions of me into a play set.
Not even a play set. These are 3 separate figures.
Not even a play set. 3 separate figures. They were too cheap to put it all together.
Exactly.
Would have made more sense.
No, anyway, okay. Something tells me that, I don't know. I'm probably going to get this wrong too, but I'm going to say the least expensive are the 3 Jesse Ventura figures.
Okay.
Then the Ultimate Warrior cereal, and for some stupid ass reason, I'm saying that WrestleMania hotel key is the most expensive.
Yeah, you got it.
Fuck off.
You got it. Jesse Ventura, Man of Action 3-figure set. This I was kind of even tempted to fucking buy just because. $34.99.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's all I should have. I buy these. The next one you called the Ultimate Cereal. Yeah, I guess we can call it that. The Ultimate Cereal, featuring the Ultimate Warrior there, came in at the price of $190.
Wow.
Remember, that box still sealed from 1991. And finally, the alleged wrestler-only hotel room key from the 2022 WrestleMania, which 39, right?
38.
No, 38. $329.97.
You don't even. Holy fuck. Watch, it was for one of the people that were like in a special entrance. Whoever's in developmental.
Yeah, probably like one of them or some shit.
Like,
oh my god, that'd be great. It'd be like it was for Apollo Crews. That's it. No, wait, wasn't he at 38?
Nope.
No, I'm thinking 36. Oh my god, I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, no. When was the drum fight?
That was 36. So 35 was Performance Center.
No, 36 was Performance Center.
Oh, then it was 37 I was thinking of.
35 was Kofi Mania. 36 was the Performance Center. 37 it would have been 37 was the drum fight.
Yeah. All right.
38 was Pat McAfee and Vince. Ugh.
All right, in the next game we like to play here, a fucking staple of the Three-Way Dance Wrestling Podcast. The 3-word dance, which is a game that we take 3 words that relate to a wrestler and we see if we can make the connection to it. So, first one here, this one's going to be good, I think. I have one on here that I think is really good, but this one's good.
I have one that I think is really good too, but
Yeah,
you're probably going to scoff at.
The first 3 words are elated, hat,
Okay.
and end. E-N-D.
Elated, hat, and end.
End. Yes.
Elated,
Elated,
hat,
hat,
end.
end.
Huh. Bo Dallas.
Nope. Kind of see the train of thought on that, but not really.
Uncle Howdy's hat, elated when he was like the Bo leave, and then end. I don't know how that works.
You're thinking the brains are moving there. The gears are grinding.
Elated hat. Where the fuck does hat fit? Hint.
Your hint being, let's see. Your hint being Rhino.
Heath Slater.
No.
Rhino. Hat and elated. Fuck.
Sometimes I amaze myself.
Elated hat and Rhino. Man, I got nothing. Like, I legit got nothing.
You were kind of getting there because you're like, oh, Bo Dallas when he was elated. What's another word for elated?
Excited.
Or
joy.
Or
I don't know.
Happy.
Okay. Oh, is it Baron Corbin?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, fuck.
Elated, another word for happy. Hat. Word of hat is happy.
Yeah.
End of days, and he teamed up with Rhino for the first Dusty Classic that they did.
Yeah. Okay. All right. First one I had. See, this isn't gonna. I'm gonna save in the one that I think you're gonna be like, really. And for the last, that's my last one. The first one, though, I'm gonna say so. Swole.
What?
Swole.
Oh, swole. Okay.
Yeah. Adonis. Business.
I mean, my first instinct is to say Chris Masters.
No.
Okay. Swole, Adonis, business. Swole, Adonis, business. Is it No, that would make sense. Oh, Cedric Alexander.
There you go. Yep. Big Swole is his wife. He was teaming with Ashante Adonis before he was released in the Hurt Business.
When I'm good, I'm good. All right. Your next one here. Greatest 7 and the letter X.
Huh. See, before you got to the letter X, it was like, okay, maybe it's Dustin Rhodes, but
No,
you threw the letter X in there, and I'm like, that fucks that up. Greatest X 7.
7. Greatest X.
7, by the way. 7. Oh, wait. But where does X?
Oh, you sniffing something out, boy?
In a roundabout way, I was going to say Chris Benoit, but that's not going to.
No.
Not Booker T.
Nope.
X. It wouldn't be Sean Waltman.
Nope.
A hint.
Your hint being sobriety.
Oh, hell. Okay. Greatest 7X sobriety. All right, now. There's only a few people it could really be.
Uh-huh.
Oh, shit. Who all is DDP held? Let's think. No, it wouldn't be him. Jake Roberts.
Nope.
No, okay. Scott Hall.
Nope.
No. Lex Luger.
If you're gonna go down this list of people that DDP helped, it's not it.
Fuck. Well, okay. That sends that idea to shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait a minute. If that's the route he's going.
That's exactly where I was going. I was like, okay, who? Oh, hell.
Although if he helped this person, I'm unaware of it.
I can't. Yeah. Mark Miro?
Nope.
Oh, shit. 7X. Sobriety. Marty Jannetty.
No.
Yeah, I got nothing again, man. You get
Can we buy a vowel? What if I said instead of just saying greatest, what if I said this is the greatest?
Oh, Mike Bennett.
Mike Bennett, greatest level of all, 24/7 champion, former X Division champion. And I was going to use the word miracle because wasn't he known as the Miracle?
The Miracle Mike Bennett, yeah.
That's what I was going to use that word instead of X, but I was like, he was X Division champion. I'm just gonna go with
damn. All right, well, that was a good one.
Woo, I'm 2 for 2.
Okay, my next one.
Okay.
You might get this. Rising?
Triple H?
No.
Okay.
Bicycle? Destiny?
Cody Rhodes?
No.
Dusty Rhodes?
No.
Okay. I was thinking, he got a bicycle! That's what I was thinking. In Destiny. The fuck? Rising? Bicycle. Destiny. The fuck? Damn it. Fuck, I can't even fathom a guess from this. Rising. No, that doesn't make sense at all. Hey, you know what? Akira Tozawa?
Nope.
Okay. I can't even fathom the fucking get. All right, give me a hint.
This might give it away. Infamous.
Infamous Rising Bicycle. And man, the Destiny thing is like it sounds so fucking familiar, but I'm lost too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What was the hint again?
Infamous.
Infamous. Sabu?
Nope.
Fuck. Okay, after 2 in a row hitting you hit me right in the gut with this one because, like, fuck, I got.
I didn't expect this one to be one to.
Yeah, because like Rising, Great Muda.
Nope.
I was thinking Land of the Rising Sun. Bicycle in Destiny. You know what? All right, you got me. All right.
Okay, so as Camacho, he rode on a bicycle. As Micah, he was part of the Rising in TNA. Gorillas of Destiny
Gorillas
and
of
the
Destiny.
infamous Tongaloa.
The infamous Tonga. Oh, fuck. I wouldn't have got there.
When he had the eye patch, they should have kept the eye patch, man. That made him look badass. Even though he held the title all wrong and fucked up a bunch of shit, then got hurt.
All right, my last three, which I think are pretty easy, but the last three being domestic,
Okay.
tequila, bucket,
Domestic tequila and what, sorry?
bucket.
Bucket. Oh, shit. The Rock.
No.
Oh. Okay. Domestic tequila bucket. See, when I think domestic, I'm like, who's been arrested for domestic violence? But I'm sure that's not it, because when I run through, it's like Jake Atlas, no. Fucking yeah, no, that's not what that is. Cody Rhodes?
No.
No, that's vodka, not tequila. Shit. Who else makes Ric Flair?
No.
Domestic tequila bucket. Huh.
You're gonna be fucking pissed, man.
Andrade?
No.
Hint.
Your hint being this might give it away, but I'm gonna give you a quote. Hey baby, I've been practicing for you.
Fuck. Oh man, I don't. Is it Sunny?
No.
I am gonna be pissed because
Yeah.
I know I've heard this before, and fuck. I know I've heard this before too.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck's sakes.
Hey baby, look what I got. I've been practicing for you.
Ah, damn it. Viscera?
No.
No, I can't.
Domestic. You said it. You were on the fucking right path. You were like, well, domestic violence. That can't be it. That is it.
Damn it.
Domestic violence. Tequila. El Patron.
Damn it. Damn it.
Bucket, there was that missed spot he did with the bucket and Big Show. And then the quote was like, that was what Paige said in her video. Like, hey baby, look, I've been practicing for it. Actually shoves the dildo in her pussy and shit.
Yeah, I know the one. I know the
I think any wrestling fan knows the one.
Yeah. Go get all R-rated like your boy Xavier
Wood.
Okay, so I thought of this one even before Backlash, and I wrote it down right away because I'm like, this is fucking great.
Okay.
And you're going to hate it.
Okay.
Tall, venti, coffee.
Congratulations, you're stupid in 3 languages. Tall venti coffee. You wrote it down before Backlash. Shit. So big 20.
It has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
It's actually really simple on the surface. Like when you really look at it, at least to me, anyway.
Yeah, because tall, okay, venti, coffee. Oh, Thea Hale.
No.
Oh, she does all these coffee videos on her Instagram. I thought maybe.
This isn't as easy as I thought.
Yeah. No, large is large. In fact, grande is Mexican for large. Venti's the only one up there that doesn't mean large. Congratulations, you're speaking in 3 languages. Fucking okay, hint. I got nothing.
Okay, well, your hint being the size missing from the 3. And where does that apply right now in wrestling?
Oh my god, is it El Grande Americano? Oh my god, you fucking son of a bitch. Fucking El Grande Americano.
Yeah, it was like, because the way I do notes for the podcast, I section everything off. And so I sectioned off for three word dance. And I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, that's perfect. Because coffee, like, for example, if you go to England, coffee over there, you can ask for an Americano. And that's like the closest you're going to get to coffee in North America. Because it's stronger coffee over there. Mm-hmm. So if you order an Americano, it's like not as strong.
Yeah, it's like watered down dog piss, you know?
You know, with the strong coffee taste.
Ah.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, and obviously Tall and Venti are the other Starbucks.
Yeah. Okay, that was good, yeah, because all I could think of was like fucking role models. But yeah. All right, so those are the games we like to play here. It came from eBay still, I guess, and 3 word dance. But now we get into the meat of the podcast. The main reason that you should be here. And WWE recently put on their PLE from just 4 hours away from me. I actually thought about it. I thought for a split second, I was like, man, I should go. But I was just like, I really don't feel like giving them a kidney either. So
you could use that kidney to buy eggs and gasoline.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
So because here's a fun fact. So I'm looking at I think Raw was coming to Des Moines. So I was looking at the ticket price just for fun. So if you want your front row seat and everything, if you want premium sitting, all the bells and whistles, it was $5,500.
Holy fuck!
And that's not even guaranteed a front row. Here's the one for front row that got me. So the front row, you get all the bells and whistles, get to go backstage, food, meet somebody, all that bullshit, right? Here's what the price said. All the other ones had a price, click here if you want to buy it. This one just said contact our team. So I can only imagine how much that motherfucker is.
Yeah, that's
great. We're not even going to put the price on the website. You call us if you really want this. Because you're going to have to be sitting down when you hear the fucking price.
And remember, you might just be meeting Akira Tozawa.
No, I think the package I looked up, it was strangely, it was Randy Orton.
Oh, well, that's okay. Well, then it's definitely going to be big money when you call.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If I paid fucking $15,000, and listen, I have nothing against Akira Tozawa. I think he's great. I think he should be used in more way than he is now. Yeah. But if I did spend $15,000 and they're like, all right, here's your special meet and greet, and it's fucking Akira Tozawa, I'm going to be a little pissed.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
All right. But Backlash was in St. Louis here, and it was a short night. Only 5 matches here. First match of the night, Jacob Fatu. Oh, well, before we even get into the fucking first match, I understand we do the Star Spangled Banner and all that bullshit for WrestleMania and everything. Mm-hmm. When did we start doing it for Backlash?
TKO.
Okay. But the first match tonight, Jacob Fatu defending the United States Championship against LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, and Damian Priest. Okay.
So LA Knight really could use a change to Raw, or else turn him heel. There's something not. He's still mega over, but I just feel like
and just that main event scene's too crowded, so you can't poke his nose in there right now.
Well,
because you got John Cena doing his fucking farewell tour, so obviously you're not going to throw an LA Knight against a John Cena.
Could you do a slow heel turn to align him with Paul Heyman and the rest of them?
I don't know if he would fit in the Paul Heyman thing. Even as heel LA Knight, I don't think he would fit.
Yeah, you're right. It's hard. I don't know. It feels like he's done everything he can do on SmackDown. What's left for him?
Oh, did you notice that sign all night that just said "We are awful people"?
Yep.
I wanted to know what their deal was.
That was because of what John Cena said in one of those first promos.
Oh,
You
okay.
are awful people. That's what that was.
Okay, now I get it. Okay, because I just kept seeing it all night, and like again, I watched this high. So like at the beginning of the night, I'm just like, yeah, we are all people. But later on in the night, when I keep seeing it, I'm like, yeah, we are awful people. I'm cracking. Nice shoulder block by LA Knight. Good high low by Priest and Knight. I thought that was pretty good. And like, oh my god, can we talk about the fucking crowds? Like, listen, I like that wrestling's hot again right now. I like it and everything, but. Yeah, there's certain things you fuckers need to stop chanting. Mm-hmm. And I think we want tables 5 minutes into a fucking match is one of them.
Yeah.
All I wrote down for that was you greedy fucks. That's all I wrote down. Yeah. Because I'm just like, fuck, the match just starts.
It's the what do we get?
I guess. They're just like, all right, it's no DQ, so we're gonna see a table eventually. And it's just like, fuck, can you let it breathe?
Can you not wait? Yeah.
Please? You know, but no, like 5 minutes after the bell, we want table. I'm like, you greedy fucks.
Yeah.
You know, nice spin kick from Priest. I like that he does the fucking. Jacob Fatu went on a fucking hell of a run of sequence. Yeah. Like he hit like 3 people at one. Oh, it was great. And I was like, oh, okay, so Jeff Cobb, eh? And I was like, is that Jeff Cobb or is that Rhino? The gummies I was eating were kind of trying to kick in a little bit, so it could have been either one.
Why in the fuck is Jeff Cobb being aligned with Solo when they have had Hikuleo signed for a year?
Well, isn't he having problems, they said?
Not that I know of.
Oh, I thought I read a review that him and
Lance Anoa'i, they're not.
Yeah, him.
But from what I read a couple weeks ago, Hikuleo's being primed for a top heel run in NXT, which I can only assume will be versus Oba after Oba beats Miles, which at the same time I'm kind of iffy on because Miles is banging Stephanie Vaquer.
Mm-hmm.
So they might, and they're leaning into the I have a disability.
What is his disability?
He's mostly deaf.
Oh, okay. It's like I heard that on NXT. It was like, it's not your disability, it's your ability. I'm like, what's
Let me have a look because if I'm not mistaken, I might be mistaken that it's deafness in one ear, but let me see. I'm just looking at.
Yeah, Rocket Wiki on that. Yeah.
He has persistent pulmonary hypertension of the newborn, which is treatable. One of the major side effects is treatment is loss of hearing, resulting in him being deaf. Received hearing aids and would use an FM system while he was in school. Oh yeah, so he's like pretty much completely deaf.
Oh, okay. Then how come when he does promos he doesn't talk like this?
Well, so he's reading lips.
I'm gonna kick your ass, Charlie Dempsey.
It looks like he's got hearing aids and he reads lips based on what I'm seeing here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Okay, so this wiki says in May of 2023, he married his girlfriend, Jaden. So these pictures of Stephanie Vaquer at his family gathering, I don't know what's happening there.
Oh, I think I know what's happening. I think we have a Sean Spears, Jesse McKay, fucking Cassie Lee thing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, and then I read somebody being like, I thought Stephanie Vaquer was with Julia, and I'm like, I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, that's about as much of a thing as Kenny Omega being with Kota Ibushi, which, I mean, the jury's still out on that one, I think. But back to this match, though.
Yeah, I was about to say, we went off into the Miles Bourne show there.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought it was, I watch a lot of Brian Zane, who does Wrestling with Red, and he said it best. This was like, I think this was just their answer, just like, we want to do Priest versus Damian again, and we want to do Priest versus or Knight versus Fatu again, but we don't want to do 2 separate matches.
Yeah.
And it was okay. I think the choke, the South of Heaven into the technical area, believe it or not, I think that was a little overkill. I don't think it was needed.
No.
I think there was better ways to write them out of that match where it was just Fatu and have Jeff Cobb come in and do his fucking thing. I was more mad that Jeff Cobb didn't do his tour of the island fucking power slam. I was more mad about that than anything. But overall, I dug it 3, and I had 3.5, and I was like, you know what, 3 3/4 star.
I gave this 4 because I love that they still really put over Fatu strong. I just hate Jeff Cobb being involved here because it would be one thing if it was
First, it was
Bronson
just
Reed.
Samoans. That's it, Samoans.
Yes.
It'd be part of Samoan. Then Sami Zayn snuck in. That kind of made for some good TV. Then we had Solo, and he brought in the Tungans, and we're just like, whatever. They still look the same.
At least
now we're bringing in fucking Hawaiians.
With the Tongans, I was like, you know what? I can understand what they're going for because The Rock has always considered Haku an uncle. And that family has always been around the Anawai Fatu family for however long. Like, I mean, Haku teamed with, was it the Tonga kid? Or was it Samu?
Samu, I think.
Well, he teamed with Rikishi, too, when he fucking left WCW.
Mm-hmm.
So there is the connection there. I understand that. But, like, and Bronson Reed, when he was the mercenary for Survivor Series, okay, great. And plus, he's Polynesian or whatever, so that fits. But Jeff Cobb, there's no, because he's Hawaiian, Philippine, like, I don't, and on the Indies, Jacob Fatu and Jeff Cobb always had a problem. So why now is Solo bring Jeff Cobb, especially too when you have Hikuleo or even, I'll say it again, I mean, I've praised her a lot lately, considering even Nia Jax as a mercenary for the bloodline. I mean, shit. We've seen her in the Men's Royal Rumble. She is a big woman. I could feasibly see her coming in and wrecking shop with Solo. But Jeff Cobb, especially looking like he ate Jeff Cobb,
looking like he ate fucking Rhino.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he looking like he ate fucking Rhino. Or if Rhino, what was it? If Rhino and who was the other one? If Rhino and somebody had a kid, it would be Jeff Cobb.
I think it was Rhino and Jeff Cobb.
No, there was somebody else in there. I forgot. Anyway, no. Despite Cobb's involvement, which I don't fucking. I give 4, but again,
my question is like, this is kind of going off the beaten track a little bit, but like, here's my question: WWE just released like 12 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's like, let's just use Eddie Thorpe as an example. Eddie Thorpe, he got released. He's sitting at home now, getting his 30-day paycheck and everything. And he's like, you know what? Let me see Backlash.
Mm-hmm.
Watches Backlash, and then he sees Jeff fucking Cobb debut, and he's just like, that's my money.
Who's 42 years, and that's another thing. Age was supposedly a reason for some of the releases with Shayna Baszler, probably. Shayna Baszler, let me rock a wiki because I believe she's only 43. Shayna Baszler.
I thought she was younger than that. Jesus.
Shayna Baszler is 44. In comparison, Penta is what? He's born in 85. Penta is 40. He'll be 41. Or no, he'll be 41 in next February. But still, so you release somebody like an Eddie Thorpe who, let's see, Carl Fredericks. No, Eddie Thorpe is only 34 years old.
Eddie Thorpe, who probably cost like 1/8 of Jeff Cobb.
Eddie Thorpe probably was costing him maybe $250,000. Jeff Cobb's probably $750,000, and the man's 42.
There you go.
Something's not right.
Like, fuck. Do we want to sign fucking what's that guy who wrestled Mike Bailey in fucking TNA? The old
Which
guy.
one?
The old guy.
Mike Jackson.
Mike Jackson. Let's sign him.
Yeah, he's like 74 or something.
Let's sign him too. All right, put him in the bloodline. Fuck it.
Well, hell, he can be the new honorary use. Or the honorary Sokoa, I guess, or whatever they want to. Oh, and apparently they've trademarked JC Mateo, and they think that's for Jeff Cobb. And I'm like, okay, you're gonna fuck it up right away. I've already got people scratching heads like, why is he involved when he's only Hawaii? He's not even like Tongan. And now it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Just be glad Vince isn't there, because if Vince would have brought in Jeff Cobb and been like, here, put on this Matanza mask.
Oh, fuck. Cross didn't get this over. Maybe you can.
Oh, yeah, Cross can get over. Maybe you
Let's
can.
give him the Gimp mask.
The Gimp mask. All right, coming up next is the women's, the first of two Intercontinental Champion matches tonight, but women's Intercontinental Championship, Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. Like, okay, we need to have a talk about Becky Lynch. Since her little sabbatical, whatever, her little vacation, whatever you want to call it, did she just say, you know what, fuck working out?
She
has lost so much muscle tone to me. Like even like that black thing she was wearing in her match, that used to be skin tight on her.
Yep.
And like I think one of my viewers pointed out, they're like, "Oh, she has a bony ass." I'm like, that must be new because if you go to like Survivor Series when she faced Charlotte and wear that little red outfit and everything, woo, mama. But like here, I'm just like, Jesus, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, did you go on a heroin bender? Is that why you really took time off so you could just do heroin for fucking 3 months? Because like she just looks awful.
Yeah.
That said, I will say nice rocking crab into the surfboard by Lyra. And I'm like, that guy is Lyra's fiance? I had a chance then.
Apparently, he is a wrestler as well.
Is he?
According to Simon Miller, yeah.
He looks like a fucking dude that should be coding fucking computers somewhere.
Yeah, Simon Miller was talking about how he is actually a wrestler mainly on the UK indie scene. Simon Miller apparently knows him quite well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
because like I saw this guy and they're like, well, that's Lyra's fiance. I'm like, really? That him?
Yeah.
All I gotta do is fucking get my shit in order, man. I got a shot. Like, God damn, that's what she goes for?
That guy, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck, I got a shot at this. Nice cartwheel enzuigiri by Lyra. And Lyra just stood there for that first manhandle slam.
Yep.
Like, she just stood there waiting for Becky to turn around and just like, so you're going to do it? Oh, yeah, that's right, manhandle. And here's the one thing I hate about fucking heel Becky. This is the one thing I fucking hate about her. Is that when she doesn't get the fucking 3, she does those derpy fucking faces, and we're back to
Becky's mean face. I have it noted. Where is it here? It's very quick. So I have a couple notes about like the first couple spots, the Lyra surfboard spot, and then I have it written down. Becky's mean face, LOL, because it just. But, she's acting too hard there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's one thing to act shocked, man, but like every time she does it, when she's a heel, she just looks like she's a fucking dirt plan. But overall, I watched the match and everything, and like this match fucked hard, man. This match was fucking good. This was match of the night, in my opinion.
By far, match of the night.
Yeah, it's a 4 3/4 star in this one. This was great. Because I will say, Becky looks terrible. But like at least she still got it in the ring, so I guess that's one thing. Maybe she just got to, I don't know, drink some protein shakes or something. I don't know, but I thought for sure they were putting Becky over.
I thought for sure they were putting her over, and the finish was kind. I only give this 4.5. Definitely match of the night. I only give it 4.5 though because the finish looked kind of botched.
I think they had to rush because she was hurt.
Okay, maybe that makes sense.
I originally wrote down 4.5 too, but I was like, you know what? I liked it so much, and the only thing I really just did not like was the fucking derpy faces that Becky makes, and maybe fucking Lyra standing there waiting for for a fucking bus for the manhandle. So that's why I was like, I'm still gonna give it 4 3/4 because like I really fucking dug it. All right, next up we have the other Intercontinental Championship match: Dominic Mysterio versus Penta.
Something pissed me off about this, and they did this on Raw too.
Penta
walk goes viral. They zoomed in on him at Backlash. They zoomed in on him on Raw. You didn't actually see the Penta walk. You just
saw the little shoulder thing.
And I was like, really? It just made me. It was just like, are we sure Kevin Dunn isn't working there anymore? And he's pissed off that somebody's getting over without them. Like that was the first thing I thought, and then I thought, okay, maybe it was a fluke at Backlash, and I'm watching Raw on Monday, and they do the same thing. They zoom in as he throws the hands down, and I'm like, what are we doing here?
But Dom whipping out some new stuff because he did that suicide dive into a DDT.
That was dope. That was dope. He did that. I was like, "Whoa, what was that?" And then Pat was like, "Whoa, what was that?" Like,
and Michael Cole said it on a commentary, but he was just like Dominic dominating at the moment, and I was just like, "What if that just became his gimmick? Like dominated Dominic, and he's just like a fucking simp bitch, to fucking like live, you know, like hits him with a fucking riding crop and shit. He has to wear the Get mask like fucking
Cross
the Basham brothers did."
Hell, give her the leash like Shaniqua did.
Yeah, there you go. The leash.
Or hold on though. Give Raquel the leash and have Carlito on it. We can use your credit card. I'll pay you back.
We can go up to eat, you know. We can use your credit card. I'll pay you back. I guess Carlito's just like, fuck it. If they're not going to use me in the ring, I guess I'll just be funny, I guess.
Yep.
You know, like, fuck.
It's working with Ottawa and Truth, so I mean.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you know, the slingshot crucifix. I'm like, okay, that's different. Destroyer on the apron. I'm really confused. I'm really confused because lately, or the last few matches, they've been really pushing that as more of his fucking finish than the Penta Driver. But now we're doing it on the fucking apron. What is this, AEW? What is this? What's next? They start doing fucking flip flops on fucking Canadian or Mexican destroyers and shit.
Completely no sell it, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, nice plancha by Penta, and then I wrote this down. You know, at this point, I'm fucking buzzed, man. I'm just like, oh, Grande, oh, fuck off. This match had a lot to live up to, in my opinion, because I thought Lyra and Becky was so good, but 3.5.
3.5 for me too. Apparently, they're leading up to El Grande versus Penta in a mask versus mask match. I would rather they fucking put Brutus Creed under the El Grande mask and do the Lucha Brothers versus El Grande and Chad Gable. Just to fuck with people even more. Because Brutus is essentially the same height as Chad Gable. He just needs to shave his face. Put the mask on, boom, there you go.
All right, coming up next is man.
Oh
man, you're gonna hate what I have to say about this. Gunther versus Pat McAfee. Now, before the match even started, I said the same thing I said to you in our group chat and everything. I was live watching it, and I was like, you know, this is a match that doesn't need to happen. Pat's a great athlete. So, and I'm like, right before the bell rings, I'm like, this match has to go only one way. And like, this is before they've even touched each other. They haven't even touched each other. And you can go back and watch this. I was like, this is the way the match needs to go. It just needs to be Pat gets in a little bit of offense, makes it, you know, does some fancy stuff. And then Gunther beats the shit out of him to the point where it's uncomfortable. And that's almost what happened. That's essentially what we got. But Pat tripping over the top rope made me fucking laugh out loud hard. I was way high at this point, so like that fucking. And like always with Gunther matches, like fuck chops, man.
Yeah.
Hats off to Pat McAfee, not even a pro wrestler per se, and he was just like, I'll take some chops.
Yeah.
Fuck that. And then that's when I wrote it down. I called this match. You know, because it was working out the same way that he did the little fancy like arm thing, flip up to the feet and everything, and fucking Gunther just swats him down and shit. I was like, this is like everything I want it to be. And then that boot. And then they did the Rick Rude spot from WrestleMania. I fucking popped so hard for that. I was like, they did the Rick Rude spot. Where did Michael Cole pulled the fucking leg and shit. The only knock that I give against this match was at the end, fucking Gunther locks the sleeper in, and they're checking Pat, and Pat gets this like fucking Hulk up, fucking tries to come back, then he fucking stifles it and chokes him out. I don't think Pat should have got that comeback.
No.
Once the sleeper was in, it should have been done. But other than, and I wrote down good, no Goldberg. Could have been the high talking. I don't know. Maybe because I called what this match should have been, because it was almost exactly what I said. But like, I fucking loved it. I fucking went gaga for this fucking thing when it was on. So like, from like a match perspective, I won't say it was better than fucking Becky and Lyra, but like just as like a whole spectacle, I fucking loved it because I was like, this is what it needs to be. He gets in a little offense, makes it uncomfortable. Michael Cole's like, son of a bitch, what did I do? You know, you get all that, just that comeback I didn't like. So 4 3/4 for this too.
Well, you were generous because I only gave it 2.5. A match that didn't need to happen. And I also, at least to me, and there's probably a lot that will disagree. There might even be some that will agree with me on this. But Gunther, to me, has been diminished. First, he lost clean to Sami Zayn. In which I forgave that because they immediately propelled him into the world title scene. Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
I love Jey Uso, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he is a long-term champ. I feel like more money is there him chasing than having it because there's only so much that a one-dimensional gimmick babyface can do as a champion. It's like Mysterio in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Great that he won it, but after a defense or two, it was like, okay, so he's not going to have it very long. I feel like Gunther versus Pat McAfee was something that when you have the roster depth that you do, and that's the best you can come up with,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've got the prospect of Goldberg, which, okay, the way that you make that, write that in is Goldberg, the NFL connection. But I was glad he wasn't there too.
Yeah.
I just hate Gunther's booking. I don't like, and that's the main thing. And it's nothing against Pat McAfee either. I don't mind him. It just, this match should have been a lot quicker. It should.
I can see your point now, but like I said, I was like really into it, especially
I hear you.
Once it was just like, oh my god, this is exactly what I said it should be.
Right.
You know, I didn't like the comeback. You shouldn't have got that sleeper comeback and then worn back down again. No, once the sleeper was on, it should have been 8.
Yeah.
And I think I've heard some people say online that Gunther gave Pat too much, and maybe he did. You know, but I mean, when you only have 5 matches on the card and they say go out and fill this time, I'm like, fuck, you're gonna have to give somebody something.
Yeah.
You know, now if they would have made Pat win, then I could probably see their point. But obviously Pat didn't win. But like I just fucking loved it. I was just like, this is great.
And that's fair. I have my reasons, man.
Yeah, you're entitled to your wrong opinion.
We're going for that again. All right.
Yeah. All right, next up, the one of the most bizarre fucking main events I've ever.
Oh, for fuck's sakes!
John Cena, the last real champion or whatever bullshit, defending against the hometown boy, Randy Orton. And first question I want to ask, like, I know like it's cool to fucking sing Seth Rollins' theme song and Jericho's, Judas, but when the fuck did we start singing fucking Randy Orton's theme?
So that was because of which foreign crowd was it? It wasn't France. The recent European tour, like Bologna and fucking all those other places, they were all singing it. That's what started it.
I'm like, when the fuck did we start singing his theme song when he comes out?
But at the same time, he's in his hometown. They weren't really singing it the whole time either. It was
I noticed that there was a big sing along with it. Yeah. I'm like, this isn't Seth Rollins, motherfuckers. We've heard this theme song for 20 fucking years. All of a sudden, y'all want to start singing it? And then like there was a kid in the front row. I think Randy Orton pointed him out or something. But he was like, my first WWE event. Oh, that's what it was. The sign said first WWE event. It had RKO on the fucking on the sign and shit. I was like, ain't that cute? And then he was wearing a Jey Uso shirt. I was just like, oh, fuck Randy Orton, huh? You're wearing a shirt of somebody's not even fucking here tonight, you fucking bastard. I'd go in there and RKO that kid if I were you. But that's just
2009 Randy Orton might have.
I know, right? Yeah. I wrote, damn, she had that shit rehearsed. That was that little fucking spiel Alicia Taylor gave for John Cena.
The greatest of all time, the unseen 17.
Yeah, I was like, shit, she had that shit at her.
Oh, yeah.
Cena going for his like fucking 5 moves of doom, and he goes for that second shoulder block and the RKO. I was like, okay, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was like, is the ref knocked out or dead?
Chad
That
Patton knows his
referee.
selling, man.
Yeah, that was the first referee. Even Michael Cole made note of it on the fucking.
Yeah,
He
the
was
ref
just like,
hasn't got up. Can
yeah, he
we
was
get
like, can
somebody
somebody
out
check
here?
on him? I'm just like, yeah, can somebody do it? Because he's like fucking dead.
Notice how Chad Patton was the referee for Cody versus Cena as well.
Oh, was he?
Yep.
Okay, I noticed that. And I just wrote down, God damn, tell me Randy's not winning without saying it.
Yeah.
You know? And I wrote down, thank you, Cole, for noticing the ref is dead. And then I just wrote down, I'm high at this point. So I was like, how many refs have to die? Then it became an RKO mania, and then a wild R-Truth appears. The fuck? And it's like, this is just fucking bizarre, man. Like
I said, what in the TNA?
3 referees, 5 WWE officials. The match is still fucking going. I thought once he RKO'd fucking Nick Aldis, the match was thrown out. I had no idea the match was going.
It was only 2 refs. It was Chad Patton and Eddie Urango, because Patton was took out first, Urango was took out second, then all like Aldis and Daivari and Williams and all them, then Truth, and then Patton got up to count the fall.
Okay, so maybe I just miscounted because I was high. But still, 2 refs, 5 officials. The match still went on.
What in the TNA?
There was more fucking finish kickouts in a goddamn New Japan show. If they kicked out one more RKO and attitude adjustment, I'm like, they're going to have to change their finishes.
AEW called, they want their main event back.
Exactly. I mean, like, they're going to have to get, like, new fucking finishes because, like, they kicked out of them so many fucking times. John Cena kicked out, like, 5 RKOs. I think Randy Orton kicked out, like, 4 AAs. It took a fucking gun and an axe to beat fucking Randy Orton. It's like, this is fucking, and then R-Truth just pops up out of nowhere, like, hey, look, what
please can't do it. You can't.
Yeah, I'm like, what in the fuck is going on with this main event, man?
At least we didn't hear fiend. Travis Scott walking out all high, not knowing what the fuck to do. Like, at least we didn't get that.
You know, it's like fucking like last match as a heel is gonna be like fucking like it's gonna be all of this plus Travis Scott plus The Rock plus. You know, it's going to be fucking.
No, I know that it's going to be leading to Cody Rhodes winning the belt back, and then The Rock being pissed at Cena, and Cena like Cody's saving Cena, and Cena, everybody, yay, bye, John, thank you, Cena, to the lights. That's it. Here's the Hall of Fame next year.
Like
I'll say this. I'll throw this out there. The Hall of Fame next year, the only inductee should be John Cena. Similar to 93 with Andre the Giant, the only inductee should be Cena.
I can see your point, but they're not going to do that.
No, they're not going to do it. They need all the randoms, and they need to fit all the profile stuff. And
but
you're banging this person, so you get the Hall of Fame. And
see, I'm okay with Michelle McCool going in, but like
over Charmel, yeah, fine.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly where I was going. I was like, I'm okay with Michelle going in rather than Charmel. People want to fucking scratch their head over fucking Coco Beware all these years.
Wanted Charmel in there.
Charmel, I don't get it.
Why didn't they just, if they wanted Charmel in there, why didn't you put the Nitro girls in if you wanted her in there? At least I could wrap my head around that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you know.
Some would be like, why would you put the Nitro girls in? Well, come on, think about it. A lot of people watch WCW for the Nitro girls.
Abdullah the Butcher's in, so I think anybody's allowed.
Well, yeah.
Fucking put fucking Jose Gonzalez in there. Fucking, I don't give a shit.
Legacy wing. Right next to Bruiser Brody, there's Jose, just like in the shower. Oops.
Nice. But overall, like, this was like a bizarre experience to watch, even high. You would think that like this match would be fucking outstanding, fucking high, but this was just fucking bizarre. Like, and that's all I wrote down. I just wrote down the word bizarre. Like, I didn't even know what else to fucking write. I was just like, bizarre.
What just happened? Yeah,
exactly. So I had 3 3/4, I think.
I only gave it 3. I was just like, man, this was all right. Okay, I guess.
It was better than him and Cody.
That's the sad part. It was better than him and Cody, and now it's going to be, apparently, I've heard Cena versus Truth at Saturday night's main event. And then they're also looking at matches. So Cena versus Miz versus Sheamus. Like Cena versus Sheamus, Cena versus Rollins, Cena versus Punk, and Cena versus AJ. Seth and fucking Miz are both heels, so I don't know how you're going to pull that off. Sheamus, yeah, you might be able to. Punk, you might be able to. Punk, you can pull off. AJ, I think you could pull off. Sheamus, okay. I don't know. There's talk of Travis Scott and John Cena versus Bad Bunny and Cody Rhodes, and I'm like, please, no.
Why Bad Bunny?
I would
If
say,
you would have said, "Oh, Travis Scott and John Cena versus like Cody Rhodes and R-Truth," I'd been like, "Okay, that makes sense."
you know what? I'll even throw this out there. Even though he's a heel, Cody Rhodes goes, I need someone like one of the most despicable people here, Logan Paul.
Mm.
You give me Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul versus John Cena and Travis Scott. Not that Logan Paul's a face, it's just that he dislikes Travis Scott more.
Speaking of Logan Paul, I can't wait for Logan Paul and Jey Uso at Saturday Night's Main Event.
That out of the 3 matches so far, well, the 2 confirmed and the 3 that they say, that's the one I want to see.
Yeah, that one's gonna be dope. So even with this bizarre fucking main event, what do we think of Backlash overall?
7.5.
I'm about there too, because I could have probably did without the I could have did without Penta and Dom, to be honest.
I could have too, yeah.
Because like my problem with fucking Penta is like Penta, he's good. We all like him and everything, but it's how many more losses does he have in him?
I'm waiting for him to team with Phoenix again.
See, I have a feeling that's going to happen. I just don't want them to be pigeonholed into this fucking tag team. And I mean, I guess it's Jey Uso, but
the way I see it going, like on SmackDown right now, they're gearing Fraxium up for the tag titles. So I would assume that Phoenix is going to be drafted to Raw, and then Phoenix is going to help Penta beat El Grande. And then the Lucha Brothers are going to basically take over the Raw tag division while Fraxium is top the SmackDown tag division. And by then, hopefully Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa are back to be a team again. At least they're legit wherever they end up.
If we can just I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh, if we can just nope, lost it. Fuck it, never mind. I was going to say something about Penta and Phoenix. Oh, we can just kill El Grande Americano. That'd be great.
Yeah. Oh,
I'd probably say about 7, 8. I'd probably bring it up to an 8 just because I really enjoyed the Intercontinental Championship match.
I got to bring it up at El Grande, though. If they send him to AAA, holy fuck.
They're going to burn him.
They thought they have an issue with Alberto. Holy fuck.
Yeah, but I don't see quote unquote Chad Gable. I don't see him like being like, oh shit, let me start whipping chairs at fans here.
I can't see that, but they're not going to be receptive to that at all. Especially, I know they've been billing it as the Gulf of Mexico again, but especially if they just for the heat build them as from the Gulf of America, like, oh fuck.
I'm like, fucking, you say Gulf of America tonight.
Alicia's just like, I don't know. Say it.
Why is Alicia at a AAA show? Get out of here.
Why are you here? You flew me here. We did? Yeah. Oh, well, enjoy the catering. There's a nice Mexican spread, and we'll just send out the other guy.
Yeah. All right, so that was our review of Backlash, and we will have another show later this month with AEW Double or Nothing, which, oh boy, and Saturday night's main event.
And Battleground, too.
Oh, Battleground, too. We're going to have a triple header. Because when we came up with this idea just to do the big shows, he was like, can we do Saturday night's main event? I was like, sure, fucking why not? But now that we reviewed Backlash, we get to we get to do another fun part of the show here, and that is what's up Nick's ass. It's usually something that's bothering him in the wrestling world and everything. So, Nick, what's up your ass?
I alluded to this earlier. There's been a couple things that have been up there, but I got all the Jeff Cobb stuff out. The lack of quality AEW programming. Like I mentioned earlier about sitting through Dynamite. Like it's... And maybe, like when I think back, maybe it's always been this way. I don't know, but it just feels like whatever they do, it doesn't make any sense. Like from week to week, you've got this person's a heel, now they're a face. Well, Swerve and Hangman apparently might like each other, even though they've tried to kidnap children and burn houses down. And Jeff Jarrett's wanting the world title, but now we don't feature him on TV. And what's going, like, they had a thing. I watched a thing where, like, they were talking about how, like, it was Jarrett and Jay Lethal and Satnam Singh and Karen, and they were talking about the group and how Sanjay hasn't been around, and then they kicked Sanjay out or something. And I'm like, okay, but none of them have been on TV. FTR is aligned with Stokely Hathaway for some fuck reason, because they turned heel, apparently, I guess.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, that I saw, yeah.
They turned on Cope. All of it is just, it's just, what the fuck is happening there? And now Master P for some dumb fuck reason.
Yeah, they're making up for WCW. That's what.
But
now they're doing, like, you gotta understand, when they first started up and everything, they're doing like these big arenas and everything. Now they're doing goddamn theaters.
They can barely fill.
Yeah,
they did that residency in Texas, and they weren't even filling the arena in Arlington. It's a 2,000 seater, and they were getting 1,800. And it's like, Javon Evans tweeting about Ricochet wrestling for 2,000 people in front of a crackhead. How true is that? Because, like, and then again, Ricochet versus Zach Gowen, you have a massive roster. At least 60% of which aren't used.
Yeah.
So you bring in Zach Gowen, who was relevant because Brock Lesnar threw him down a flight of stairs 20 years ago. Like, what the fuck is happening over there? MJF in the Hurt Syndicate. Okay, Cedric Alexander is a free agent as of today, but we're gonna put MJF in the Hurt Syndicate.
Well, as we're doing this right now, I don't know why I looked at my hand like there was a watch on it. But as we're doing this right now, Dynamite is airing. So,
and as we've been doing this, apparently Lashley has given MJF the thumbs up to join the fucking Hurt Syndicate. Well, now let me see. Let me get the updated results.
No Cedric, no anything.
By the looks of things, he has given him the thumbs up, and maybe these results are updated because that site wasn't Bobby Lashley Eliminator. No, anything I'm seeing here, unless what we got on PW Insider. Former, come on, how did they not have? All right, well, PWI is slacking tonight because they got Evolved, but not fucking
Dynamite.
Fightful, what have you got? Oh, there we go. Okay.
So I grabbed WCPW results from 2012.
Okay, here we go. So next week, MJF will sign his official contract for the Hurt Syndicate.
Okay.
So that's where Cedric comes.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, then I have no idea where they're going with it.
If he doesn't, then Tony Khan fucked up again.
No.
AEW and the way shit's being done is what's up my ass. Come on, Tony. Figure your shit out.
And normally I wouldn't say normally, but sometimes we like to do an after segment game, but I didn't prepare that this week. So That being said,
I did think of one.
oh yeah, what's that?
So you know those memes that are out there where they show the title path? So
Yeah.
we say championships in the order of winning,
Okay.
and the other person guesses who won them, I guess.
Do you have any
I don't
ready?
have any offhand. I was just
Okay,
wondering.
all right. We can use that for the future then. But now we like to move on to our pick of the week, which is usually something that we pick out that's wrestling related. Could be a commercial, could be a match, could be a whole show, could be just a little segment. Who knows what we're gonna fucking give you guys here? So, Nick, what's your pick of the week?
So it had first been the RKO to Chad Gable, like Chad Gable's moonsault in the RKO, which is dope. Then it was Joey Styles' shoot promo, like I'm not even good enough to call Backlash. But then with the news of Sabu's passing, I was trying to think of Sabu matches that I was at least entertained by. And it wasn't the longest match. It wasn't the best match on that show. It's not a match that people even made me think of, but Sabu versus John Cena at Vengeance 2006.
Was that the Extreme Lumberjack match?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or no, wait, no. That wasn't the Extreme Lumberjack match. That was the, wasn't that the one where they had like a fucking time limit and they had to get like submissions?
No, that was oh yeah, I see what you're going for. Yeah.
No, I know. And since Sabu did recently passed, I also too had to pull out a Sabu vintage pick. I was gonna go with Born to Be Wired, but fuck it. If you've seen Sabu, you've probably seen Born to Be Wired. So I went with something that probably a lot of people have seen, but probably not a lot. It's from the ill-fated WWECW period, when they were still kind of trying. Yep. And that was Sabu versus RVD in a number one contendership ladder match.
Oh, that was a good one too. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple botches in there.
Was that the one where he eats the contract? Big Show comes out and like he's won, and then he like eats the contract.
Maybe that could be it. You know,
I got.
It's the one where like I know it's the one where like RVD's on the top rope and he's like, I can grab that contract, and he just eats shit trying to grab. Like, oh my god, dude. And the I think like Sabu goes to like the triple jump on the ladder and he just fucking fails miserably. Good old Sabu, you know. I gotta watch his last match, see if there's any botches in it.
I know
if there's no botches in that match, then like I'm sure that he knew it was time.
There is, I guess, a spot that people are talking about where he landed on the back of his head. But from what I've heard, like it was not a botch heavy match from what I've heard. Like, and I think even in that statement from Brett Lauderdale, he says about the spots were all planned. So I don't know.
Huh. I wonder what do we know what his cause of death was?
I don't think it's been reported yet. Let me see if anything I'm seeing here has not been disclosed. Yeah, it doesn't say. Controversy erupts over last match. Weeks after retirement. Yeah, no, there's nothing to say what the cause was. Now, I guess they say he's actually 61, but whether that's true or not.
Yeah. Well, here's the bell, so we know what that means. That signifies the end of the three-way dance wrestling podcast. This time, I should say. I was going to say this week, but when is our next show? Now that we do it this way.
So
if we're going to do Battleground, Double or Nothing, and Saturday Night's Main Event all in one, when's our next show?
So it will be 2 weeks.
Really?
So the 28th, yeah, the 28th Wednesday. So the 27th Tuesday, Wednesday the 28th. That would be because all that shit's the 24th and 25th. And then following that, we've only got a week buffer period before Money in the Bank on the 7th.
Oh yeah.
And then I think there's also Night of Champions somewhere in June too.
Yeah, and plus we got Worlds Collide if we do that one too.
Yes, that's the same weekend as Money in the Bank. That's the same day, yeah.
I was gonna do both of them. I was gonna watch because now I watch the pay-per-views live and everything, talk wrestling, we have a good time and shit. But like I was like, man, I'm gonna do both of them. I'm gonna do Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank. I'm still gonna be at work when Worlds Collide on. That'd be
because it's on in the afternoon.
Yeah, it comes on like 2 my time. But,
yeah.
All right, guys, that's the Three-Way Dance Wrestling Podcast. I want a lot of foot traffic in here tonight, but hey, this was just so we could get it out to you guys. It's just something we do for fucking fun now. We don't get paid for it. We couldn't get it to record. So I guess for the time being, this is how we're going to fucking roll with this until something tragic happens to it. So,
yeah.
But until next time, guys, for Nick, I am Yards Region 1. And remember, be breezy. And